rubbing down tables at closing time. Neon clock said midnight, you said I'm just fine. I was nursing my coffee, trying not to stare. Boots on the rail, heart hanging in the air. You laughed at my jokes that weren't that good. Said you talked too much the way a stranger would. But you topped on my cup and you stole my hat. Said if you want this back, you know where I'm at. Take me down those back roads to your heart, past the keep out signs and rusted parts, past the fences that you built so high, past the hurt you swear you left behind. I don't need a map, a perfect start, just a beat up truck and who you are. Every mile, every scar, every hard part, I'll drive all night down back roads to your heart. First date was a booth by the kitchen door. You said I don't dress up, this is who I am, for sure. You were nervous with your hands spinning that straw. I was terrified you'd see every crack and flaw. We talked about Sunday and no mistakes, the kind of trust it breaks and what it takes. You said people leave when the road gets rough. I said baby I'm a fool, it stays too much. So take me down those back roads to your heart, past the keep out signs and rusted parts, past the fences that you built so high, past the hurt you swear you left behind. I don't need a map, a perfect start, just a beat up truck and who you are. Every mile, every scar, every hard part, I'll drive all night down back roads to your heart. You showed me your daddy's old fishing place, half fallen dock and his tackle case. Said he drank too hard and he loved too loud. Then you stared at the sky like it was a crowd. I skipped a stone but it just sank down. You said that's more like him than some saint in town. I wrapped you in my jacket when the wind got cold. You whispered I'm not easy, I'm just kind of old. You said my story ain't pretty, it's a scrapyard piled high. I said girl, it's your city, I'm just driving by. Let me down those back roads to your heart, past the keep out signs and rusted parts, past the empty nights and goodbye calls, past the names you carved on bedroom walls. I don't need a map, a perfect start, just a beat up truck and who you are. Every mile, every scar, every hard part, I'll drive all night down back roads to your heart. Year one flew by in a single song. Spring turned to summer, then autumn long. We were painting that bedroom eggshell white, arguing colors and making up all night. You cried in the driveway in your mama's dress, holding that picture from a past you guessed. You said I'm scared you'll find somebody new. I pulled you close and said that ain't what I do. I said I've known of you from leaving, I've slept in the cab alone, but with your head on my hoodie every highway feels like home. So I'm staying on these back roads to your heart, past the keep out signs and rusted parts, past the I don't care you like to say, to hide the part of you that hopes I'll stay. I don't need a map or perfect start, just a beat up truck and who you are. Every mile, every scar, every hard part, I'll drive all night down back roads to your heart. We had that winter where we damn near broke, living off tips and secondhand smoke. You took extra shifts, I worked overtime. We buried our anger under dollar signs. Dishes like mountains in the kitchen sink. Both of us too tired to talk or think, till one late. You were standing by the snow cone sign, July sun in your hair, melting time. I was all dust boots and busted pride. A truck full of doubts, trying hard to hide. You laughed at the stain on my old white tee, said that looks like trouble found a home in you and me. I said, girl, I'm a mess and a half, that's true. You said, good, I need a mess to see me through. Slow dance in a dirt road sky, head on my chest, stars in your eyes. Radio low, world driving by, but it all fades out when you pull me tight. If this is all I ever get from life, your hand in mine on a Tuesday night, I'll thank the Lord till the day I die for a slow, slow dance in a dirt road sky. First fight came on a cold fall day. You packed a bag, said, boy, I might just walk away. I watched your taillights shake my faith. Sat in that driveway praying you'd hit the brakes. Phone lit up with your name half gone. You said, I'm at our spot, can we talk till dawn? I brought a blanket and a heart laid bare. You brought that stubborn hope, that crooked prayer. Slow dance in a dirt road sky, breath hanging wide, eyes red from crime. We argued soft, then we both went quiet. Then you leaned in close, said, baby, let's try it. If this is all I ever get from life, fighting and forgiving by truck bed light, I'll thank the Lord till the day I die for a slow, slow dance in a dirt road sky. We signed our names on a courthouse line. You wore boots under lace, I wore borrowed time. Daddy shook my hand just once, said, son, don't you dare let this girl give up. Tiny kitchen with a leaking sink, bills stacking up faster than we could think. But you turned cheap wine into holy ground, bare feet, big grin, spinning me around. Slow dance in a dirt road sky, tile floor cold, but your love runs high. Ceiling fan hum like a lullaby. You whisper, baby, we'll be alright. This is all I ever get from life, your lipstick on my coffee side. I'll thank the Lord till the day I die for a slow, slow dance in a dirt road sky. Years slid by like rain down glass. Some dreams came, some dreams just passed. You wanted kids, I was scared to try. Said, what if I fail? You said, then we'll fly. First sun came in a midnight storm. You squeezed my hand till my faith felt torn. Doc held him up, I forgot my name, till you smiled, said, honey, he's got your ways. Slow dance in a dirt road sky, hospital room, fluorescent light. We rocked that boy, sang off-key lines of every old hymn we could find. If this is all I ever get from life, your tired eyes and that baby's cry, I'll thank the Lord till the day I die for a slow, slow dance in a dirt road sky. Baseball games and broken bones, homework spread on the kitchen phone. You in sweats, hair pinned high, still the same girl from that county line. We missed some dates, we burned some toast. We kept on loving when we liked each other least and most. You'd fall asleep with the TV on, I'd mute the world just to hear you yawn. Tell me, how did a fool like me end up where your soft heart sleeps through every wrong turn, every lost sign? Somehow your hand kept finding. You were pouring that third cup of coffee, Saturday crowd half asleep, sun sneaking in through the blinds there, dust dancing over your cheeks. You laughed at my worn-out ball cap, said, boy, that thing's seen some roads. I said, yeah, but I ain't seen nothing like you in this old zip code. I didn't know love till that cheap cafe, till cream and sugar and your first name tag. You wrote your number on a napkin, hand kinda shook. I kept it in my wallet like a worn-out book. Now every time that sunrise hits just right on me, I go right back to that corner booth, table 3. Didn't know love till you smiled across that coffee stain. You were working 2 jobs and a night class, I was fixing up trucks down the road. We'd meet in the parking lot half-past, counting our quarters like gold. Talked about getting out someday, but we never had much of a plan. Just a beat-up Ford and a mixtape, and your fingers laced in my hand. I didn't know love till you hit on my arm, rear view full of nothing, just a long stretch of dark. Radio crackling, but we sang our own words, 2 scared kids trying to sound sure. Now when I see a long road running out so free, I'm back in that truck, you're humming off key. Didn't know love till you fell asleep. Trust in me. Your daddy said, son, she deserves better. Stared a hole straight through my shoes. I said, sir, I ain't got much money, but I swear I'll never quit choosing her, win or lose. He looked at you standing beside me, hair pinned up, hands in a fist. Then his voice got low and shaky when he said, take care of my kid. We didn't have a big church, just a borrowed white dress. Your mama cried in the front row, I was trying to steady my breath. I didn't know love till that courthouse ring, 40 bucks in my pocket, but it felt like a king. Your I do barely whispered, but it shook my bones. We walked out laughing, calling 4 walls home. Now every time I hear some old vows on TV, I remember your hand trembling, saying them to me. Didn't know love till forever sounded that sweet. First winter, the pipes all froze on us. We slept in our coats for a week. You burned the toast, I killed the heater. We both just stared and then screamed. And you started laughing in that kitchen, barefoot on that cracked linoleum floor. Said, if this is the worst it gets, babe, we're gonna make it, I'm sure. Summers you planted them daisies out by the rusted front gate. I got that second shift promotion. You taped my name up on the fridge with some tape. We'd dance in your old warm pajamas to some slow song humming through the wall. You'd stand on my feet like you always did, like we were kids in a high school hall. I didn't know love till we had nothing left, just a leaky roof, 2 beating chairs, eating cold beans on a card table, laughing till 2, saying one day this'll be the good old days, wanted you and me too. Now when the bills pile up and the world seems mean, I see you swaying in that yellow porch light beam. Didn't know love till broke felt rich with you and me. We've been rich, we've been poor, we've slammed a few doors, we said some words we didn't mean, but you're still that girl with the coffee ink on your finger, smiling at me. So if this old truck quits tomorrow and the bank comes calling our name, you can take all I've ever borrowed, just leave me your heart. but your eyes were kind. You laughed in my boots, said they'd seen some roads. I said yeah, but tonight they're yours to hold. 2 cheap beers and a George Strait song. You were humming off key, so I sang along. We were both a little lonely, a little too true. Didn't know I was meeting the end of my blues. Now I'm halfway home to you. Every mile marker feels like something new. Got your picture on my dash, heart beating like it might just crash. You're my map, my sign, my view. Every road I take runs straight to you. I was lost, I was passing through. Now I'm halfway home to you. You said I don't trust words, boys talk too sweet. I said give me some time and a front porch seat. So we sat there late watching fireflies drift. You let down your guard like a slow sunrise shift. You told me about scars that you never show. Your dad and his bottle, how you had to grow. Too fast, too soon in a small town storm. I held your hand, promised to keep you warm. Now I'm halfway home to you. Every mile marker feels like something new. Got your picture on my dash, heart beating like it might just crash. You're my map, my sign, my view. Every road I take runs straight to you. I was lost, I was passing through. Now I'm halfway home to you. Remember that winter when the pipes all burst? We were broke as jokes on my faded work shirt. You were dancing in socks on that flooded floor. Said if this is love, I don't need much more. We wrapped up in quilts that your mama stitched. He turned off, but the moonlight switched. On every dream we were scared to chase, you drew a little house, scribbled our last name, and you asked me quiet, do you see this too? I laughed through the shiver, said I only see you. We didn't have much, but we had that night. Fingers laced tighter than the dark and the light. Now I'm halfway home to you. Every mile marker feels like something new. Got your picture on my dash, heart beating like it might just crash. You're my map, my sign, my view. Every road I take runs straight to you. I was lost, I was passing through. Now I'm halfway home to you. We fought in the kitchen about a week-long trip. You wanted that ocean, I was glued to that gig. I said, baby, I'm trying to make life right. You said, life's right here, can we leave tonight? It slammed doors, sharp words we didn't mean. Your eyes got quiet like a Winterfield scene. I sat on the steps, hands in my hair. You came down with a suitcase and a whispered prayer. But you set the bag by the front porch light and said, I'm still here, so let's get this right. We drew up a list on a napkin ring, number 1 on the page. We choose us each thing. We learned to say sorry before it blew up. Swap pride for peace, poured it back in our cup. We were building a bridge over stubborn ground. Each I love you was another plank down. Now I'm halfway home to you. Every mile marker feels like something new. Got your picture on my dash, heart beating like it might just crash. You're my map, my sign, my view. Every road I take runs straight to you. I was lost, I was passing through. Now I'm halfway home to you. One day we'll be old on that same front porch. You in your sweater, me with my torch. Still lighting up candles on your late night cake. Still holding you close when your bones might. you at a county fair, August heat in the evening air. You laughed when I lost that ring toss game. Said, boy, you aim like you're half asleep. Cotton candy on your cheek. Right there I learned your name. You had boots older than that dress, Fred hem, little sunflower mess, dust on the toes like you've been everywhere. I asked if you'd save me one slow song. You said maybe if you sing along. I swore I'd find the nerve somewhere. Now it's dust on my boots, you and my hard mud on this truck, but it still starts. Every road I take just leads me back to you. From that rusted gate on your daddy's land to a folded note in your working hand, baby, every mile a scar is proof. I've got dust on my boots, but I've got you. First date was that gravel road, tailgate down, sky full of gold. You traced your name in the fogged up rearview glass. You said, promise me you won't forget every sunset that we ain't seen yet. I said, darling, time can take its chance. We talked about leaving this one-stop town, but your mom got sick, you stayed around. I learned love ain't big plans, it's little things like folding shirts in that old shop, like counting change late into the night. You still wore that Fairground ring. Dust on my boots, you and my heart, grease on my hands from this worn out park, fixing up dreams that we drive until they're through. From that corner booth at the only bar to a midnight call under scattered stars, baby, every hard day pull us through. I've got dust on my boots, but I've got you. I've got you. Year 3 brought a thunderstorm. House went dark, but our hands stayed warm. We danced round candles on the kitchen floor. You laughed, said, look, the world's gone black. Still can't shake this fool off my back. I said he ain't running anymore. We didn't have much, but we had grace. Hand-me-down couch, tiny place, roof like a leak. When the rain came hard, you taped a bucket above our bed. Said we'll call it music instead, and we fell asleep to that dripping heart. Dust on my boots, you and my heart, rain in a pan like a fragile art. We turned every crack into something shining through. From the grocery list on a crumpled note to the coffee stain on your Sunday coat, baby, every little stain was me and you. I've got dust on my boots, but I've got you. People talk big about roses and diamonds, champagne, high city slick time, and beloves in the quiet when the paychecks are thin. In a late night drive when you're too tired to smile and you still reach over that last half mile, lay your head on my shoulder again. I still see you in that porch light glow, rocking chair, my old banjo. You hum off key just to watch me grin. You read those books with your tired eyes, circle houses we can't afford to buy, then draw a heart around the one we're in. Dust on my boots, you and my heart, paint on your hands from your wild day art, turning these plain walls into some sweet view. From a Monday stew in that dented pot to the garden rose in our backyard plot, baby, every crooked line runs straight to you. I've got dust on my boots, but I've got you. Years roll by like an old dirt track. Some days smooth, some days crack. We hit some holes that almost broke our frame. That winter your daddy passed on slow. You wore his jacket in the snow, cried in the truck till you said my name. Dust motes dancing in the sun breeze through the kitchen pane, just like a gift that summer when the world felt fresh as rain. Your mama's apron on the hook, the scent of biscuits warm, and outside the cicadas humming through the coming storm. We were young, we were foolish, we were brave, we were bold. A story in the making, waiting to unfold. Oh, that faded photograph, creased right down the middle, and with a shy smile, me with my old fiddle. Time might blur the edges, and the colors might all fade, but the memory of your hand in mine, that's a promise heaven made. Yeah, promise heaven made. We walked down to the creek bed, to where the willows hung so low, and watched the meadows dart and shimmer in the current's gentle flow. You point out every wildflower, give each one a silly name, while I've carved our initials in a sycamore tree's frame. That tree's still standing tall now, a testament to time, just like the love we planted, a seedling soul sublime. Starting their tune, talking about our future beneath the harvest moon. You lay your head upon my chest, I feel your steady beat, swearing we conquer mountains with calloused hands and feet. We didn't have much money, just a whole lot of hope, and a as the sky's wide endless scope. Oh, that faded photograph, creased right down the middle, you with your shy smile, me with my old fiddle. Time might blur the edges, and the colors might all fade, but the memory of your hand in mine, that's a promise heaven made. Yeah, promise heaven made. There came the lean years when the crops just wouldn't grow, the worry etched around your eyes, a silent weary show. But you never once complained, never let your spirit thin, always found a silver lining right up till the very end. You'd hum a gospel and low while patching up my jeans, strongest woman I ever knew, it truly seems. you at a rundown diner, coffee cold, my hands were too. You laughed at how the sugar spilled, said guess it means I'm staying a few. Sunset in the broken blinds, painted stripes across your face. You were talking about leaving town, I was falling right there in that place. You drew hearts on a napkin, said you did it when you're bored. Tucked it in my flannel pocket like a quiet little word. I walked you to that gravel lot where your mama's pickup sat. You said love just ain't my strong suit, but my heart said I can live with that. If this old world keeps spinning wild, you're the stillness in my storm. Every back road, every mile feels like home when you're in my arms. From the first hello to the last goodbye, from the first wrong turn that turned out right. If love is just a moment passing by, then let me love you for the rest of my life. 2 years in that small apartment, leaking roof and crooked floor, hand-me-downs and hand-washed dishes, your boots by a squeaky door. We kept changing out the light bulbs, trying to chase the dark away, but the brightest thing in that old place was your bare feet dancing in the frame. We fought about the little things, like who forgot to lock the gate. You'd roll your eyes, I'd raise my voice, we'd both throw pride in the wrong place. Then you'd pour us 2 cheap glasses of that wine we never liked. Say, baby, we can lose this battle long as love still wins tonight. If this old world keeps spinning wild, you're the stillness in my storm. Every back road, every mile feels like home when you're in my arms. From the burned out bulbs to the busted pipe, from the slammed doors to the made up nights. If love is just a moment passing by, then let me love you for the rest of my life. Your daddy never liked me much, said I dreamed more than I planned. You stood there in that churchyard with my ring on your left hand. He shook mine like it hurt his bones, but he pulled me kinda near, whispered, boy, you better hold her when the weight gets too much to bear. We drove off in that same old truck, tin cans dragging on the road. You were humming some worn out tune about forever faith and hope. Fields rolled by like movie scenes, scarecrows bowing as we passed. You leaned over, kissed my shoulder, said, promise me that this will last. If this old world keeps spinning wild, you're the stillness in my storm. Every back road, every mile feels like home when you're in my arms. From the cheap bouquet to the crooked cake, from the first night fears to the vows we made. If love is just a moment passing by, then let me love you. There were nights we almost lost it, bills piled high and hope ran thin. I took work that stole my sleep, you took shifts that stole your grin. But every time I reach for you, half asleep in that old bed, you mumble, we're gonna make it. I believe those words you said. We hung pictures of our summers at the lake and at the fair. Your hair tangled by the Ferris wheel, cotton candy everywhere. You kept every little ticket stub in a box beneath our sink. Said one day we'll show our babies where their mama used to drink. Then that blue line on a Monday changed the count of every day. Suddenly the kitchen tiles felt too small to hold our faith. You cried laughing on my shoulder, with your hands across your waist. I knelt.
You pouring coffee at the Flying J, name on your tax said ain't your rate. You laughed when I asked if you believed in fate, said only when it shows up early, but never late. Boots on towel, rain on the diesel tanks. Your hair tucked up in that ball cat. Thanks for the extra cream and the second glance, for the quiet maybe in a stranger's chance. You're the back roads of my heart, girl, the long way home. I always take every mile, every fence line, every wrong turn that I make leads me right back to your front porch, to your bare feet on that old pine floor. You're the back roads of my heart, girl. I ain't searching anymore. First date Friday at the county fair. You said I hate crowds, but you met me there. Grease on our fingers from a paper plate. You stole my fries, said boy you're late. Ferris wheel shaking when it reached the top. You grabbed my arm, said please don't stop. Your eyes found mine in the carnival light. I forgot every heartbreak I'd had that night. You're the back roads of my heart, girl, the long way home. I always take every mile, every fence line, every wrong turn that I make leads me right back to your front porch, to your bare feet on that old pine floor. You're the back roads of my heart, girl. I ain't searching anymore. Summer bled into September gold. Truck bed blankets when the nights turn cold. You traced your name in the window fog, said promise me we won't get lost in the fog. I showed you the spot where the river bands, where Daddy used to fish with his old best friends. You listened quiet when my voice turned raw, then kissed the hurt out of every scar you saw. I'd been running from town to town, from one half smile to the next let down. You said sit still, boy, I feel that wind. Some things you don't outrun, you let them in. You're the back roads of my heart, girl, the long way home. I always take every mile, every fence line, every wrong turn that I make leads me right back to your front porch, to your bare feet on that old pine floor. You're the back roads of my heart, girl. I ain't searching anymore. We bought that house with the leaning shed, peeling paint in a rusted bed. You laughed, said baby, it's just like us, a little run down, but it's worth the trust. You planted roses by the mailbox post, hung our pictures where we needed them most. Handwritten notes on the fridge door glass, take the trash out and please let the small things pass. Love ain't fireworks in a summer sky, it's tissues in the sink and the reasons why you stay when the storms roll over the roof. It's saying I'm sorry before you have the proof. We fall like thunder on a Tuesday night. You slam that door, I killed the light. I slipped sideways on the edge of the bed. Stubborn pride where your warmth once spread. Sun came up on a mess of pride. 2 bucks, 1 note on the counter side. You wrote, I'm still here, just had to breathe. I don't walk out on the love we You're the back roads of my heart, girl, the long way home I always take. that small town wedding, hair pinned up but your heart half gone. Said you came for the free champagne, not to watch two kids hang on. I was leaning on the back pew laughing, boots too loud on the old wood floor. You rolled your eyes when I tipped my hat, still you didn't walk out the door. Now there's dust on my boots, gold on your hand, your picture on my dash, your name's in the sand. You were just passing through, I was stuck in this land. Now there's dust on my boots and gold on your hand. Oh, look where we stand. You said love was a burned out porch light, moths and bad choices gathered there. I said love was a dime of coffee, stronger when somebody cared. We split fries in that vinyl booth, stayed till they stacked the chairs. You stirred sugar in that midnight cup like you were counting on your prayers. Now there's dust on my boots, gold on your hand, your coat in my truck, your dress in my band. You were set on the road, I was tied to this land. Now there's dust on my boots and gold on your hand. Baby, I never had a plan. Your mama called me trouble in denim, your daddy just stared at my tires. Said a man who's always chasing the horizon leaves a trail of quiet fires. I stood there on your gravel driveway, hands empty, heart too full. Said, sir, I ain't much on talking, but I'll do the long, hard pull. You reached for my fingers like you always do when you're scared. Every storm that's ever hit this town felt smaller when you were there. Now there's dust on my boots, gold on your hand, two chairs on the porch, one promise we planned. You were scared to believe, I was scared I'd just stand. Now there's dust on my boots and gold on your hand. Yeah, we both took a stand. We had a fight about the bills of winter. He said low and the night said long. You said love don't pay these meters, I said love still writes a song. You threw my old flannel at me, said I'm tired of being strong. I wrapped it round your shaking shoulder, said it's alright to feel wrong. You cried into my faded collar, mumbled, what if this all falls through? I whispered, every time the world feels small, it gets bigger when I hold you. We fell asleep to a ticking furnace, moonlight on the hallway floor. Woke up tangled in the quiet truth, we weren't fighting anymore. There was dust on my boots, gold on your hand, past two notes on the fridge, big dreams in the pan. You were doubting the map, I was drawing our land, but there's dust on my boots and gold on your hand. We keep doing what we can. Spring came up through the cracks in the driveway, dandelions where the snow had been. You laughed at the weeds like old friends, said look how they still get in. We planted a row of stubborn roses right by that leaning fence. You said if they can bloom in this hard red clay, maybe love can just make sense. Your hair pulled back in a red bandana, hands covered in dirt and rain. I thought if I lose every acre I've got, I still can't afford your pain. Now there's dust on my boots, gold on your hand, you laugh in the yard, you ring like a brand. You were testing the soil, I was learning to understand. Now there's dust on my boots and gold on your hand. Oh, this rough little land. 4th of July on the football bleachers, hand me down fire in the sky. You leaned in.
Dust motes dance in the window light across the worn-out kitchen floor. Another Tuesday, another night, just like 100 nights before. The kettle whistles soft and low, a comfort in the quiet air. A faded photograph, you know, is resting on the armchair there. That summer day, down by the creek, beneath the willow tree, your grin was wide, you looked my way, as happy as a soul could be. I just caught a bluegill on the line. You swore it was the biggest one you'd seen. My hair was long, your hand in mine, a perfect sun-drenched youthful scene. We hadn't much, just hope and dreams, a leaky roof, a rusty Ford, but richer than a king, it seems, with every single word you pour into my ear. Your whispered plans of children, chickens, and a little farm, held tight within your calloused hands. We'd weather every coming storm. I traced the crease right through your face, where time has bent the paper thin. A silent tear finds its own space and slowly starts to trickle in. It blurs the edges just a bit, like memory does with passing years, but can't erase the joy, the grit, the laughter and the shared out tears. Close though you're long gone, a silent promise never forgot, that keeps me strong from dusk till dawn. This faded photograph, it tells our tale of simple love through thick and thin, against the wind, and hail. It's where I forever still begin. The scent of pine, the smell of rain, still brings your presence to my mind. A familiar ache, a gentle pain, a love like ours is hard to find. I hear your boots upon the porch, even though the steps are empty now. A phantom warmth, a flickering torch, illuminating how and when and why.